Joe Burrow is quarterback of the LSU Tigers, played in front of 98,763 in Austin against number 9 Texas on September 7th. That game was nuts. LSU won that one 45-38. They played at Vanderbilt. They played at Mississippi State in front of almost 60,000 on October 19th. They played in Tuscaloosa, 101,821. Played at Ole Miss in front of almost 54,000. And then they played Georgia and Atlanta for the SEC championship game. Point is, Joe Burrow has quarterbacked a college football team in stadiums that are louder or as loud, maybe a different kind of loud than Arrowhead will be. Or if not as loud, comparable.
Yeah, it goes to show you, by the way, how little NFL people watch college football. Because I can't tell you the number of times I've seen or heard this week, yeah, Joe doesn't know what he's walking into in Arrowhead. Yes, he does. And
if you're the LSU quarterback and you play in Tuscaloosa,
you know exactly what you're walking into. Now, yes, you can argue that every Chiefs fan is probably going to be drunker and more into it than every Alabama fan in Tuscaloosa because you have a bit of a different crowd at college games. It skews a little older, stuff like that. You've got high-paying donors that give a lot of money to the school that wear their khaki pants and sit on the 50-yard line and don't get into it as much, sure. But how on earth can 30,000 fewer people make that much more noise to where he has no idea what he's walking into? Just please somebody explain to me how that is possible, that 30,000 fewer people can make so much noise that Burrow, who played in Tuscaloosa, as you mentioned, he played in every stadium in the SEC West because he was a 2-year starter at LSU.
Yeah, let's say you don't mention his junior year. He plays at Auburn, at Florida, and at Texas A&M.
So he's been everywhere. You can't tell me that.
I was just talking about games where he was really good.
But you can't tell me that 30,000 fewer people in Arrowhead will make more of an environment than what he dealt with in Tuscaloosa as the number 1 LSU team in Alabama. You can't convince me of that. It's always tougher to play on the road than at home. But if you're trying to use, well, he's not prepared for this environment as your reason for picking against him, I think you're wrong. Because he's prepared for that environment. He's played in it.
This is what I was going to say in terms of pointing out numbers. There are 2 sets of individual numbers that are eye-popping from when Kansas City and Cincinnati met on January 2nd. Joe Burrow was 30 of 39 for 446 yards with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions in that game. And Jamar Chase was unstoppable. 11 catches, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averaged 24 yards per catch in the ballgame. So, when you think back to the Buffalo game, Kansas City wanted to take Stephon Diggs away, right? And largely they did. But then Gabriel Davis had an unbelievable game with the 4 touchdown catches. There's a scenario where Kansas City has the ability to take Jamar Chase away. They clearly didn't do that in the regular season meeting.
They were able to do it with Stephon Diggs.
And I like Diggs, but Chase is a different level of athlete than Diggs is. Jamar Chase is a far superior receiver, even this young in his career, than Diggs. So I don't think that's going to be the case, no.
So you think he's that much better than Stephon Diggs? They're not able to limit him the way they were able to limit Diggs.
I do think that, yes.
And then is there a secondary guy for Cincinnati that can hurt you in the passing game if they're able to limit? I mean, is it T. Higgins? He had 3 catches. Uzoma had 4 catches. Yeah, Mixon had some catches out of the backfield. They used him in some different ways. So I don't know. It does feel like Cincinnati needs Jamar Chase. But look, late in that game against Tennessee, who were the Titans keying on? Jamar Chase, obviously. Who'd Joe Burrow go to? Jamar Chase. And guess what? Jamar Chase made plays.
Well, they've got a really good complementary tight end as well. But they find creative ways to get Chase the ball. It's not just go run a route downfield. I mean, they run screens to him, especially with their struggling offensive line. The quick passing game has got to be like the focal point. And I'm sure Kansas City's going to prepare for that as well. But that's how they'll get Chase the ball. They'll have to get creative because sitting in the shotgun, taking a 5-step drop, and heaving 140 yards downfield is not going to be something that they'll expect to be able to do on a regular basis.
No. I mean, all signs point to this game being a shootout. Because guess what? The Chiefs have still got Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, and he's playing in his 4th consecutive home AFC championship game. I'm less worried about the volume of the building and the fact that it's like just another game for Patrick Mahomes. Been there, done that 4 straight years. Certainly the stage is not too big. The stage has never been too big for him. And, oh, by the way, they still got Travis Kelce. And they still got Tyreek Hill. And they still got Mecole Hardman. And so on and so on.
Did you see that video, by the way, of Kelce and Mahomes on the sideline before their 11-second 2-play drive? Kelce straight up was like, this is what's going to happen on the first play. This is how they're going to defend us on the first play. So throw it here. And then on the next play, do this, throw it here, and we'll get in field goal range. They have this on the NFL film, so you hear this on the mic. And on the second play, you hear in his cadence Mahomes saying, do it, Kelce, do it, Kelce, do it, Kelce, hut. So what Kelce told him to do on the sidelines, Mahomes saw the defense and was like, yep, you're right, do it, throw it to him, first down, overtime. Kelce knew the defense that he was going to get and told Mahomes what to do on the sideline, and everything played out exactly how he said it was going to before they even took the field.